Let me give a brief introduction about grids. So these grids were invented by the great Hasteo Bucky in the year 1913. Now the next question which immediately strikes our mind is that where these grids are generally attached. Imagine this is the table which is generally used for extraoral radiographic projections where the patient lies on it for corresponding radiographic technique. Under this table, these grids are generally attached. Beneath this grid arrangement, it will be having one rack. We can open the rack. If you want to place a cassette, you can open it. After placing the cassette, you can close it back. What is the purpose of grids? Why we need to use grids? Grids are basically used to prevent scattered radiation. So these red colored lines are scattered X-ray photons. So grids are used to prevent these scattered radiation from reaching the film. When an X-ray beam interacts with matter or any subject, four things will happen: attenuation, absorption, transmission and scattering. Attenuation, in which the intensity of radiation is reduced. If the thickness and atomic number of the material is more, attenuation will be greater. Attenuation of X-ray beam is caused by coherent scattering, Compton scattering, photoelectric effect and pair production. Next is absorption. Radiation energy is taken up by the material, that is known as absorption, and this absorption can be caused by photoelectric effect and pair production. Next is transmission. The X-ray photon can pass through the atom unchanged and leave the atom unchanged, or in other sentence, X-ray photon may pass through the object and without any interaction it reaches the film. Next is scattering. Now please have a look at these red colored lines. So X-ray photons are coming. These X-ray photons are interacting with the object. After interacting with the object, these X-ray photons are changing its direction. So these X-ray photons are known as scattered X-ray photons. So these scattered X-ray photons will cause fogging of the film, as it may not provide sufficient diagnostic detail owing to its less penetrating power. And these scattering can occur by coherent scattering and Compton scattering. The amount of scattered radiation increases with increase in subject thickness, field size and kilovoltage peak. Production of scattered radiation is unavoidable, but we can remove these scattered X-ray photons using grids. Thereby we can improve the film contrast. Grids are made up of series of lead strips. These lead strips are separated by an interspace X-ray transparent material which is made up of plastic. So these grids are usually placed between the object and the film. So it allows only the primary X-rays to reach the film through the X-ray transparent interspace material. The secondary radiation or scattered radiation which is traveling in all directions are absorbed by these lead strips. So now what is the purpose of grids? Grids are used to prevent scattered radiation from reaching the film. Now let's study about basic grid patterns and types of grids. So there are two basic grid patterns. The first one is linear grid pattern and the second one is crisscross grid pattern. In linear grid pattern, lead strips are placed parallel to each other in longitudinal axis, and this grid pattern is indicated when long target to grid distance is needed. And the next one is crisscross grid pattern. So here two superimposed linear grids are placed at right angles to each other, and it cannot be used when oblique technique requiring angulation of X-ray tube. Grids are basically divided into stationary grid and moving grid. Stationary grid is again divided into parallel grid, focused grid and pseudo-focused grid. As the name indicates, stationary grid is stationary. It does not move. Disadvantage of using stationary grid is that it produces radio opaque lines of lead strips on the resultant radiograph, which decreases the contrast. So the first type is parallel grid. So here the lead strips are placed parallel to each other. With the help of parallel grid, secondary radiation or scattered radiation is absorbed by the parallelly placed lead strips. Next is focused grid. So it is characterized by progressive angulation of lead strips from the center towards the periphery, so that all the interspaces between the lead strips point at the focal spot. This is to prevent absorption of primary diverging X-ray photons by lead strips. Next is pseudo-focused grid. So here the height of the grid is reduced progressively from the center towards the periphery. That leads to reduction in grid ratio. Now what is grid ratio? This is the ratio between the height of the lead strip and the distance between lead strips. Lead strips are usually 0.05 mm in thickness, and the interspaces should be thicker than the lead strips. Grid ratio of 8 to 10 is usually preferable. Greater the grid ratio, absorption of scattered radiation will be more. Next is moving grid. So this grid was invented by Hollis E. Potter in the year 1920, and this is also known as Potter-Bucky grid. So here grids are moved to blur out the shadow cast by lead strips. Mostly they move 3 to 5 centimeter back and forth throughout the exposure. They start moving when the anode begins to rotate. Advantage of this grid is that they eliminate grid lines. Disadvantage includes that they are costly. Because they move slowly, it increases the patient's radiation dose. One more important thing you should be knowing in this particular aspect is Bucky factor. Bucky factor B, it is the ratio of incident radiation which is falling on the grid to the transmitted radiation which is passing through the grid. It indicates absorption of both primary and secondary radiation. High grid ratio absorbs more scattered radiations, and it has large Bucky factor than low grid ratio. The major advantage associated with the use of grid is that it removes 80 to 90% of scattered radiation. And the major disadvantage associated with the use of grid is that it needs increased exposure time, approximately doubles compared to that used in the absence of a grid. Because of this increase in exposure time, a grid should be used only when improved image quality and high contrast are necessary. So this is all about grids.